Yeah. Notice it will go from tree, pick up whatever shape file you have, and drag it. Okay, guys. Now I'm recording. So what I did now is that after I had a look at the different coordinate systems for three of the shape files, I start dragging some of these shape files to ArcMap. And the order here is important. Why? Because of the following. Because ArcMap will assume the coordinate system for its map is based on the first layer that was entered to this. So when I start putting this one here, when I start putting the US states, this frame, the coordinate system of that frame will be the same coordinate system for US states. Again, guys, I'm going to say it again. We start in ArcMap. We start putting some layers. You notice here, these layers have different coordinate systems. The question is, which coordinate system ArcMap will use? It will be based on the first layer you added, or the first shapefile you added. So I see here, started adding first the US states. So the coordinate system of US states will be the coordinate system of this layer, sorry, of this frame. So let's add first the lat long. I'm going to also add the lakes. Okay, guys? Do you want me to slow down a little bit?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, guys. So now we added all these layers. Try to add the shapefile of Canada, Mexico. It will give you an error message. Snip this error message and tell me, and here the question is, what happens? Just say what error message you get, but still it draws it. So what does it do? I'm going to tell you what does it do in a second, but let me just have everybody's attention. So, everything good here? Excellent. Mhm. Okay. Close this. Close this. I know what. Put this on the side. So now, let's start first with your states. Drag it. Not the lake. Machine 5. And put it here. So this and something tell me that's for the Colorado counties? I'm going to answer this question in a minute, but I'll do another time. And also ask Canada, Mexico, and tell me what error message did it give. Good. Okay, guys. So, add the shapefiles to the new map in ArcMap. What happened when you added Canada, Mexico? What happened, guys, is that when you started to put Canada, Mexico, which has a completely unknown coordinate system to your map, it will give you an error message telling you there is no projection and there is no coordinate system for this layer. However, I'm gonna still draw it. That's what the computer tells me. I'm gonna still draw it, and I'm gonna give it the same projection and the same system what you have right now. So let me show you first what is the system we have. These are text. So if you go to layers and right click and properties, this is the properties for your frame, for all the layers that are in the same frame. And if you want to draw these layers in one frame, in one drawing, it has also have the same coordinate systems. Otherwise, you either can have an error, you're going to find things that are in different places, like it happened when you added Colorado. If you try to add Colorado counties, it will mess up the whole thing because it has also a problem with its coordinate system. So, if we go here to coordinate system, notice that now this frame has the same coordinate system as the first layer we added, which was US states.
What if that didn't happen?
Second,
Mine's bigger than Canada.
which one did you add first?
Yes, it's
And so exactly this is like I did.
Yeah, I got
Same thing. And you also started by adding yes states. Why did this happen?
I got the same.
Same problem here?
Yeah.
Show me the layer. Show me the coordinate system for the layers. No, for the frame. For the layers, click, properties. Yeah.
Okay.
Then probably, guys, try it again. Close the file without saving. Try it again and make sure that you add, because I have to use different density. And since you're using all the same data, it should be the same. So it's probably the order where you added the first layer. Maybe you added it, removed it, and then added another one. So the first layer you added,
US states. You're saying close out?
close and try again, show me. I want to see if you do it. Okay. Open the new file. Awesome. Okay, before you do anything, show me the coordinate system layer. Okay. What happened, what you did, probably, not sure exactly what happened. But you may have added and removed something. But this is what the order of, now you can try to add Canada US, Canada Mexico, sorry, and see if it's okay. Now check again the current system. Here you go.
All right.
Okay, guys? So what happened here? The computer tried to fix the problem that we have now two layers. The first one has different coordinate system than the second one, And the frame where I'm drawing all my stuff, assume that the first layer we added is the coordinate system we'll use. So when I add the second, because the computer gave me this error message, I asked you to sniff, and it told me, well, that's a different coordinate system, but I will project it momentarily, just for your own sake of drawing, to the older one. This is called projection on the fly. It's something temporary, it's not permanent, doesn't fix the data. The data is still having its own coordinate system, and it just, for the sake of this kind of drawing, it's gonna draw all the layers with the coordinate system of the first one we added. Okay, guys? So now you can answer this question here. Add or shapefile arc map. What happens when you add Canada, Mexico? You answer this. What do we call this kind of projection? Is it permanent? Now let's solve the problem of Canada, Mexico. We want to add some kind of projection to it. And here's a problem. When I go to Canada, Mexico here, and I click on description, usually in the metadata, the data that was created by the guy who made this data, he might have an idea which projection he used. Maybe he made a mistake and he didn't add the projection to this layer. And that's why it's unknown. I went there, there's nothing. Second step I have to do is try to contact the people who created this data set and ask them what projection you used. Third way, if I didn't have a way to do that, I need to create some kind of try and error here. What kind of projection? Will it be the first one, something called NAD, or will it be something called WGS coordinate system? What kind of coordinate system I'm going to use? So I do some kind of trial and error, and if it fits well, then yeah, I'm good. And it's important, guys, to fit well. Here with engineers, maybe some engineering project will be based on this map, and if you mess it up, you can have problems with your construction. So I'm not here just doing some nice, beautiful, colorful drawings. No, I'm creating a map that has to be accurate. So let me show you something here, guys. In ArcMap, let's zoom to US. Let me show you something here. And let's just change the lat long to you notice something, guys? This map here, I'm trying to figure out for Canada, Mexico layer. What coordinate system should it be? Should it be something similar to this? Well, if you look here at the Canada-US border, you're gonna find it's a horizontal line, which is wrong. But for this kind of projection, it's a horizontal line. And if I go back to the other layer, I'm gonna look at it in our catalog. So here for Canada, Mexico, in preview, well, it's also a straight line in the west side here. So I'm going to assume, okay, let's assume the coordinate system of this unknown layer, which I bought from somewhere or downloaded from a website, and I need to know what's the coordinate system there, because coordinate system is like you're buying something and you don't know how to use it. This is like the instructions of how to use it. I just bought a watch from China and I don't have the manual. So I don't know how to use it. This is exactly the same thing. The coordinate system is the way to use it. It's how the guy created the data. And I have to apply it. And I have to figure out if it's going to work or not. So let's now add a coordinate system to this layer. And you already did it. You were about to do it. When you was asking me, where is the coordinate system information? So you can do it in our catalog. Again, how you do it? Exactly the same way. You're going to go here to Canada, Mexico shape. properties, and you can now pick up whatever coordinate system you like and assume this is the coordinate system where this layer is created. So I can do one of the three. I can either put my coordinate system in a favorites and let me do that, or I just pick up the other one like I did before. So I'm going to go here to US states, properties, and let's add this specific coordinate system to my favorites, exactly like you put a song or put a video in your favorites. So I'm going to go here and see the star here, add to my favorites. So I added this to my favorites. Then now let's go back to the Canada, Mexico, properties. And I have, this is one of the most famous coordinate system, NAD 1983, you're going to see it a lot when you work. NAD stands for North American Datum in 1983, and there are different versions of it, because they update it every few years. So now I will specify the coordinate system, which is my favorites now, to be here and apply, and okay. So now, if you look back to Canada, Canada, Mexico, properties, now it has the new coordinate system. I added a coordinate system to it.
I'm gonna error message. Yeah, mine's not working.
Yes, what happened here? Some of you got an error because you added Canada, Mexico to ArcNav. So there's a conflict between the views now. We're changing the coordinate system before adding it to the map. If you notice in my case, I didn't add Canada, Mexico to the map. So remove it from the map and then add your coordinate system to it. So here, this was my map. I didn't add a layer Canada, Mexico. I did not add it because, and into the conflict in your case, map, is that you had two programs using the same layer together. So when you change the coordinate system, it said, yeah, I'm in trouble. Exactly like when you want to opening a file and you want to save it on another computer. Okay? Here you go. Now, for the Canada-Mexico shapefile, what is now the coordinate system used? What is the datum? What is the spheroid used? What's the ellipsoid used? Is this projected or geographic? What are the units used? What do they represent? What is the value of F? Well, you don't need to type this again. You just need to copy it from somewhere, right? Or you don't need to copy everything. Just make now the new coordinate system information. You can now, guys, answer question, the last part in question 1. What is the coordinate system of Colorado counties? Again, from our catalog. And also, I want you to compare, look at now the Windows Explorer files and answer this question. Comparing files in Windows Explorer, where is coordinate system information stored? You're going to find a missing file, one missing file for Colorado. What is the missing in the Colorado counties? And we have now in Canada, Mexico. So what's the file missing in Colorado? So what's the name of the projection file or coordinate file? There's a file missing. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So if I go to Windows Explorer, look at the files. These are all shape files. For cities, for Canada, Mexico, for Colorado, there is one file missing, What is the extension of that file? Which file you think has coordinate system information? Just one file that has coordinate system information, and it's missing here under Colorado counties. No, not layer. Layer has a different thing. There's another file that's missing. Yes, which stands for. Yep. Can you see it? Open the internet with the Windows Explorer. Go to the files. Yeah. These are the files for Mexico, cities, and so on. Look for Colorado. There is one file missing.
Where's the Colorado?
It's under, if you once you extract the zip file, all these files are extraction. Yeah, where did you put them? Okay. Up there, yeah. Open it. Go to data. These are the different shape files, different files for each one of them. There's a file missing for Colorado and the other. So answer the question, which file is missing, or what extension of file is missing that has coordinate system information? What does it stand for? So you get the answer. The PRJ, which stands for projection information. File. Okay, guys. Still have a little bit of work. So once we finish that, let's move to question 2. And question 2 has more tools to fix the projection. So once we finish, let's now open the file called lab 6b, I guess. Let me see here, this file. So we're going to find 2 map files, one called EX6B, one called EX6C. Just double click on EX6B. So open EX06B map document, add all layer files to the mainland states frame. So you notice here we have 3 frames. The active frame is called mainland states. What I want you to do, again like we did before, just drag and drop the different layers one by one. But in this case, I want you to do one difference here. Only add the layer file, not the shape files. Add the layer file. So I'm going to do this together with you like we did before. So I'm going to go here. So in our catalog, I have a bunch of layer files. So let's start here with US states layer, LYR file here. I'm going to put it under mainland states. messed up. We'll fix that now.
So it's supposed to not show?
It's supposed, you mean like the layer file?
No, like the shape file won't show up. I gotta drag it over.
Zoom extends. This is zoom extends. Extends. The group, yeah. So it's messed up. There is what it is, and probably the whole set is I don't know. So this is a good example where all the system has out. Okay? Guys, before we start this, if you still have the previous map file open, try to add Colorado counties and zoom extents. You're going to find it's messed up because we have two different order systems and it's going to assume something wrong for Colorado State, Colorado counties, and it will add it somewhere. It's going to give you an error message, of course, and then you're not going to find it. Now, zoom extents. Zoom extents means that zoom all, which is the blue globe there, and it just showed everything. You can see here the Colorado counties is much bigger than the whole North American continent. Okay, guys? So this shows you a good example how different data sets can you put them together. It's going to mess up your drawing, mess up your map. Okay, so I added a layer file to my map. It didn't draw anything because there's something wrong. Something wrong because I added different file in a different folder in my computer. I need to fix the path. So all you need to do is just click on this red dot next to the word US states. And just now pick up where the US states shape file is. So again, the links have been distorted because you have different computers, each one has a different path. So when I added the layer, it created an issue, it didn't draw, and I need to fix this path. So when you find this problem, let me show you here, when you find on the left-hand side here, this red exclamation mark, this tells me that there is a problem with the path of data. I cannot see the data as how I was stored, especially in layer files. I'm going to understand what's the meaning of a layer file in a second. So let's fix this. I go to where my data is stored. I relate it to US states shapefile, click add, and now I have this shape here showing the US with lots of distortion in Alaska. Alaska is so big, like you can see, much bigger than Texas, like Bubble, Texas, just to compare, which is it's big, biggest state, yeah, but it's not as big as you can see. It's not bigger than half the US. So there's some kind of distortion based on this kind of projection. I'm going to fix that in a second. Also, let's add all other layer files. So I'm going to add here lat long layer. And let's add lakes layer. I'm going to fix the and Canada, Mexico layer after everything was fixed. And now you need to fix also the path file for all these layers. So you notice something, guys? Layer files are related to the shape files. You don't have the same names. And we're going to learn also how to create layer files. So we're going to fix them one by one. So you should have something looking like this. You did, then you're good. We need now to fix the coordinate systems of everyone to have a different coordinate system?
You know, when to fix the other two?
Yeah.
Yep, I fixed them all.
I'll let that one.
Yeah, once you fix one, the computer will try to outsmart us and try to fix all the past old data files. So let's see here. Now let's add cities, and that's where the problem comes. We're gonna add cities and then remove it. So I'm gonna add cities, guys, as well. So if I go here to this guy here, and I'm gonna go to cities, it's only a shape file. There is no layer for cities because it has a problem also with its coordinate system. And let's put it here. And here comes the problem. Gives me an error message. I want to also snip this error message. This error message tells me that I need to transform. The cities has this kind of coordinate system, this kind of flow, to this kind of coordinate system. So I need to fix that. The computer will put it on the fly. So when I click here close, the computer will try to fix it or project it on the fly, but I want to fix the data. One important thing for you guys as engineers is to fix the data, so when you try it again and work with it again and again, it will be good. Plus, this might be wrong. It might show it right, but when you go exactly where the city is, it might be in the wrong location because it has different coordinate system. So, I'm gonna remove this right now again. I'm gonna go to cities and remove it. And let's now, like I asked you here, we need to do something called transformation. Transformation, guys, means to transform one coordinate system to another. Please, guys, I want your complete attention in this step. We need to do transformation from one coordinate system to another. We need now to fix the data. We're not doing just a drawing. We need to fix the data of cities to become the same coordinate system as it is in the whole US states. To do this, we're gonna introduce a new part of ArcGIS, something called Arc Toolbox. This is the mechanic of your ArcGIS. What we did so far is just looking at data, mapping, creating nice outputs, adding some stuff to your map. Now here comes the main piece of your ArcGIS work is the mechanic. You want to look at the engine now. Your engine is this guy called Arc Toolbox. How to get Arc Toolbox? You can get it from the start, but every ArcGIS software has linked to another. So if you go here to the main toolbar here, you're gonna find this guy here with the shape of something like a fishing toolbox, and it's called Arc Toolbox. Click on that. Then I spend some time in our computers here, and you can see here lots of fishing toolboxes here. Everything related to now spatial analysis, spatial changes, management of data, management of your work is created in this Arc Toolbox. We're going to deal a lot with Arc Toolbox. We're going to do some editing in it. But what we'll be doing right now is some data tools. We need to fix the data. So we're going to go under Data Management Tools. See how much mechanical information you can see here. Exactly like the mechanic has his own toolbox. And we're going to go down here and we're going to find a button called Projections and Transformations, where you do now map projections, coordinate system information, and transformations between different layers. So I'm going to go here. Am I losing anybody here? I want you to follow my lead, please.
Like mine gonna come up with the
You added layers or for just shape files?
that one's a good one.
No, add layers. Add layers.
Put it in the same one.
Yeah. Remove all that and add layers.
Oh, just.
But before we do that, can you just follow my lead here? Go now to our toolbox. And under data management, and then under projections and transformations, we're gonna fix the data for cities. We're gonna fix the data for cities and gonna do transformation using only data. We're gonna fix this projection file to have new data or new data that is projected with the same as the US cities. So we're gonna use here this one here again. I'm gonna do it again. Let's do it from the beginning so everybody will follow. You're gonna click here on the ARC toolbox, which is like a fishing toolbox, exactly. Click here. This has all the mechanical information for ArcGIS. Under data management tools, open the box, open the plus sign, projections and transformations. And these are all the data tools to fix projections, coordinate systems, transformation between different kinds of coordinate systems. So here I'm going to use this first tool here, something called project. Project means you want to do some projection, change from one to another, change from one system to some other kind of system. We're going to also fix the data. It's not just drawing, it's fixing the data. So let's go here, double click on it. And it's going to ask you which data set you want to start fixing and do transformation for. So I'm going to go here and it's going to open directly the folder that I am pointing to. Here I want to fix the cities and click add. And directly, once you click add, it's going to spend some time and going to figure out what is the projection, what is the coordinate system of these cities. So now, this is how it looks like. This is the city folder and the city name, the file name where I got my data. And the input coordinate system, we already defined what's the input coordinate system of that. And then he's going to ask me, okay, you want to output this file in a new file. So to open this in a new file, he's going to tell you what's the name of the file, where do you want to put it? Maybe you want to put it in a different area. So I'm going to change this now. I'm going to go here, put it in my data, and let's call it cities new. So I'm going to have now a new projected shape file for cities. Again, a new projected shape file for cities. Yes.
Why doesn't you have like projections as well?
Go to data management tools, projections and transformation. Project. Okay, guys. I'm going very slowly here because this is a basic thing you're going to be doing a lot when you work in an engineering project. You get data from different parts and they're messed up. You need to fix them. So I'm changing now the projection from whatever it is to NAD 1982 or vice versa. So this is my cities new. Save. So this is the cities shape file I want to fix. This is the input coordinate system I have. I want to fix that. And then where do you want to save the output file? You don't want to miss the original file. So I create an output file. I call it cities new. I fill it with my data. And then comes the important part here. What is the output coordinate system you want? What is the transformation from to? I want to be the same as US states, right? So I'm going to go to the button next to it. And it's going to ask me, okay, which is your output? Well, I want it NAD 1983 because this is where the other folders are. I put it in my favorites already. So I'm gonna go click OK. And it's gonna go to really deep mathematical models that will do this transformation from this football for professional football to another football for high school football, so different shape. So it's going to do some kind of transformation for every point here to become a point here. Okay, guys? In our class, we're not going to do it because it's long equations that does this kind of transformation from one system to another. So it's going to use one of these methods here from WGS to NAD 1983. This system to that system. Once you're okay, everything looks good. And we have different kinds of transformation. Just to show you here, we have different kinds of transformation. There are tons of different equations and transformations from one to another. Leave this to the computer. We're not going to touch that. And then now let's just go ahead and click OK. And wait on the lower right-hand side of the screen when it gives you a green tick, exactly like here, project, and a green tick, the projection has been completed. Let's see if it works or not. So now I'm going to add the new file to my map. So I'm going to go back here to our catalog. So in my data, you're going to find here a new shape file that you guys created called cities new. Now I can add this to my map. And no error messages now, because now my cities are in the new coordinate system, which is called cities new. Right? Are you closing because I'm good or because you did it? But I'm not good. I'm boring. I can see your faces even behind the glass. Friday. This guy's so boring. Oh my god. Okay, guys. Can anybody tell me what's the difference between a layer file and a shape file?
On the layer, okay.
Oh, did you save it?
Yeah, I
Did you read
saved
it?
it under the last six.
But start the correction again and make sure you put it in the right. So guys, think now, what's the difference between a shape file? You added both, and probably you know the answer already. What's the difference between you added a shape file and a layer file? There's a huge difference, something you noticed. Something that we all do the same. Okay.
Right, so like a layer would be more detailed information, it has to match the.
Try to refresh
What, the layer would be just flat out layer, right? And big file, turn. Oh,
And the shape file, which you can with the.
it kind of, yeah, it's hard to work. Yeah,
It worked now? Okay, restart our catalog. So guys, what is the difference between a layer file and a shape file?
That like the layer file has some specific information for the shape file.
Shape file is just the data. Once you have layer files will automatically green.
Did your cities show up?
Analysis of data,
I can't hear
different
it
shades
show
of
up.
so you can now create your own presentation and say data file, using formatting, colors, with all the symbolization. That's the meaning of the difference between layer files. So guys, layer files are just pointer to your shape file. So again, a layer file is just a pointer to your shape file, but it adds your specific formatting. You notice here it's green and gray in your case, and it has specific data representing a specific symbolization. It stores that all as a layer file. Can we store layer files ourselves? Yes, you can. For example, here, the cities now, let's change the coloring for the cities. Let's change the symbolization to cities. So I'm going to go here to cities. If I change this to, for example, a black asterisk like that, and I want to save this kind of symbolization with different symbology, different tables, and I want to save it as it is. So I can create a layer file as following. May I have your attention, guys?
Yeah.
You right click, and you click here, save as a layer file, which be a pointer to your data. So I'm going to go here, right click, click. And in my data, I can see here cities new layer. So it's a layer file that points to your shape file called cities new. Click save. If I go back here in our catalog, say again,
You delete the first cities once you get the new ones.
not the just remove, yeah. Okay guys, so now you have, this is the way you want to store a layer file and send it to a client. You can do that directly, also fix your formatting, your symbology, the way you like.
Okay, what do you do after you
I put it in the same folder. Where did you put it?
Your name is. So you go here.
Okay, cancel. Click project again. Click project again. The one just you just did right now. Okay, get the input file. Go to my
we just changed it?
go to my data.
Just to make sure that, make the other cities when you remove.
Go up one level. So it's
When you
there.
go to cities, the file name, and save as a letter, it should put selection.
Yeah, and then.
Input is not my order. The input is data. The output is
Oh,
my
and
order.
wait for you,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, restart our catalog. Was it? It's there, by the way, but it doesn't show up for some reason.
Yeah.
But it's there, you did.
Yeah. There's probably like 6 of them.
Uh, it should show you when it's full. Save it somewhere else. Maybe another one. That's right.
Mike, now.
Do it again. Okay.
No, curly was down in. So the girl's going.
Let me look like.
She gives her a little 5-year-old kid.
Pick them up there. One minute, another one. Yeah, restart.
You might have to restart our. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I lied, never mind. It might be at the bottom, it's already started to. Like, did you say that in this? Open that.
I hope so. Hey guys. So the next question here, what is the difference between different, oh my God, sorry. What is the difference between a layer file and a shape file? So you can answer now that question. Can you measure the distance between two lines of latitude? You have here your lat long. So can you measure the distance, whatever distance tells you here? And tell me, what is the difference in degrees between every two lines of latitude? So I have here two lines. So each of these two lines has the same distance. Can you measure the distance between two lines of latitude? And tell me for this specific grid, what is the distance for this specific grid? Change the coordinate system of the mainland states of USA to USA contiguous Albert equal area conic. Show a map, show a snap of your answers. You don't have to show a snap for this one because you're going to create a PDF showing the whole thing. So you notice here that Alaska is really distorted, and you don't have distorted, and you don't know, doesn't show the real shape. So you want to create a different projection on the fly, something that you just want to show. So we're going to choose a specific projected type of projection, the coordinate system that we will use here. So let's do it together. And again, I want your attention on how to do it. So for this frame, I want to change this projection to something that will show the US states in a more better way using a specific projection. So may I have your attention, please, guys, to do it, because I don't want to say it again. So if you go to the mainland states and right-click and properties, it will give you the projection that shows everything for this frame. If I want to change it to this specific projected system, to do this, so simple. All I have to do is now pick up a new projection or a new coordinate system for all my drawings there. I'm going to go here. I want to project it because if I look here, the name of this coordinate system is called USA Contiguous Albert Equal Area Conic. If you find the word cylinder, find the word conic, if you find the word orthotic, meaning that I project either using a cone, and then I'm going to have a map, or using a cylinder, or using a paper parallel to your globe. So here I'm going to use a projected system. And notice here my back here that we have two types of coordinate system, either geographic or projected. Geographic means that you have Earth as a different kind of sphere or spheroid. Projected is you have the same thing, but you projected it on a paper. Okay, so let's now use this one here. So I'm going to go to projected coordinate systems. And let's figure out which one should be the best. There are thousands and thousands of projections. Each one is best suited for a specific area in the world. So since I want USA, then probably continental. Let's go to North America. And let's see, do we have, let's find the name here again, USA, contagious, Albers, equal, area, conic. So it's USA. Contagious means that the areas look the same and the sizes look the same. Albers is the name with guy who did it. Equal area, so all areas should be equal. Alaska won't be looked that big, so all areas should be equal, and it comes from a cone, meaning that the projection happened over the USA, and he created a cone, and he did this projection. So I'm going to go here and keep an eye on how it looks like. Now you can see the different kind of system. We have now two pieces of information. One is the projected, the units, and the second is what is the spheroid or ellipsoid where we created this projection. So when I created this projection, there was some globe inside. What is the shape of that globe? Also information about that. So let's do this, click apply. Click OK. See now how it looks like? Looks like it was a piece of a cone and it was spread out. It even looks more extreme when you have the data view. And this is a projection of the flight, meaning that it's just for this drawing. The data was not affected. Just to change the projection of all these layers into one shape in a projection flight. Now let's zoom towards the US. You can see now Alaska is not as big as it was. You can relate it now to Texas, right? So let's just zoom, and I think this folder has a bookmark of mainland states. It's going to zoom directly to where the US is. Okay, guys? Question, is this a geographic or projected coordinate system? What are the units used? You can answer this question. I'm not going to answer that. What is the underlying geographic datum and ellipsoid? So the question is, for this USA contagious conic, number one, is it projected or geographic? What is the name of the system it created? What is the name of this ellipsoid or spheroid we use to create this cone? Now, guys, I want you to do the same to Alaska and Hawaii. So you're going to find 3 frames. One for US, one for Alaska, one for Hawaii. I want you to add the same layers to the 3 different frames. Let's start now with Hawaii. So I'm going to add the layers again from catalog. Don't worry about the cities, just the other layers. So I'm going to go here, and I want to add the same layers, Canada, Mexico, and Alaska, lat long, US states, lakes. And I want you to fix also the path files. Do it the same. And in this case, you can directly go here and make sure when you go to Alaska, you want to activate the Alaska frame. And also, going to bookmark, there is a Zoom bookmark stored for Alaska. Let me fix the, so here, Canada and Mexico. So now let's bookmark to Alaska. And what I want you to do now for this frame, do the following. Change the coordinate system to Alaska, Algos, equal area code, and then zoom to Alaska by the bookmark. Do the same for Hawaii. And you can do it without going to catalog. You can copy and paste. So I'm going to go here and with control, all these three, I'm going to copy, right click, copy. I'm going to go down here to Hawaii and paste, layers. And then I'm going to do the new coordinate systems, one for Alaska, one for Hawaii. Once I finish that, I can zoom, there's a bookmark zoom to Hawaii, a bookmark zoom to Alaska, and then we're going to finish now question 2. So if you don't know how to do it, guys, I'm going to do it with you. So I'm going to go here to Alaska.
Put them all on there and fix them. Fix one of them, I'll fix all of them. Add them all in, fix it.
So this is how it's going to look like, guys. A main map showing the main states, a smaller map showing Alaska with its own specific Alaska coordinate system, and finally another one for Hawaii. I wish I could go there sometime. And I can put this question here, but please do that. Once you finish these three, these guys export the PDF, and this will be one of your solutions for this exercise. Yes. There is a bookmark already done for that. So if you go to bookmarks, you're in this frame. Activate the mainland. Activate. Activate. Yep. Go to bookmarks now. There's mainland states. So it will do the same for okay. So again, guys, export this map file to hey guys, question 3. Are you tired?
Yeah.
Are you tired? Do you want to do question 3 next week? Okay. So upload what you did in the Word file and the exported map of the beautiful green map that we created with Hawaii and Alaska. And when you submit, also submit two tickets for me and you to Hawaii. I wish.
We're going to the EDF. Does he say, sorry, on that.
Say again?
We're down with this will do what?
Yeah, export a PDF file once you finish this one, and we're gonna move question 3 to next week. So people are already tired of me.
So upload this or not? Just wait.
No, upload your Word file and upload the map.
Don't hit submit and hit like save, or else it won't let you add more stuff to it next.
Yeah, but I keep doing that.
Yeah.
I gotta upload.
Oh, that's why.
Because you're gonna have to add more files to take this thing.
Alright, good.
Okay, guys, and you have a homework that we can start due next week.
Yeah, like,
But question 3 of the exercise, let's do it next week. I don't know why my daughter is keeping calling me. And again, don't forget to put some 2 tickets for me and you to Hawaii.